Reaching here in Lagos, Nigeria, I am Deborah, Ezeh. Many thanks for joining me. We begin from the Nigerian scene. Contrary to expectations that the signing of the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) would automatically commence the regulation of the downstream sector, especially the removal of subsidy, the federal government yesterday said the retail price of premium motor spirit, otherwise called petrol, will remain at 162 naira per litre until the fiscal framework is developed. It had earlier been reported that the government spent 438.37 billion naira on subsidy payments as of June 2021. The removal of subsidy would lead to an upward review of petrol retail price, rising to at least 400 naira a litre. The Group General Manager in charge of Public Affairs Division of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), Gabadeen Mohammed, confirmed yesterday that the fuel subsidy would remain, pending the outcome of the current negotiation with labor unions in the country. It said there will be chaos in the country if the subsidy was removed now. In its latest funding performance, the NNPC recorded 281.97 billion naira as net revenue to FAAC between January and June 2021, leaving a deficit of 973.86 billion naira as against the projected revenue of 1.25 trillion naira for the period, and the corporation did not make any remittance in April. And on the African scene, Libya's election commission on Tuesday closed its online voter registration portal ahead of nations' polls set for December, but beset by growing doubts despite a month-long pause in fighting. Commission head Imad Al-Saher said that some 2.83 million people in the North African country have signed up to vote and invited citizens overseas to register from today onwards. Libya, home to 7 million people, has made tentative steps since last summer towards ending a decade of violent fragmentation, initially sparked by the overthrow of dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. An unbrokered ceasefire signed in October between warring eastern and western camps has largely held. Prior politics negotiations have installed a transitional government tasked with leading the country towards national election set for December 24th. But despite months of relative peace, Libyans remain at odds over when the election should be held, which election and on what legal basis. Libya has been without a constitution since Gaddafi's crab eat in 1969. The 75 delegates selected by the United Nations to guide the political transition have yet to agree on a constitutional basis for the December polls. And in more stories, Malawian President and new chairperson of the Southern African Development Committee, SADC, Lazarus Chakwera, says the inequality in access to COVID-19 vaccines no longer acceptable. According to him, the vaccine belongs to all nations, irrespective of who found it. Southern Africa's regional bloc praised Zambia on Tuesday for overseeing a peaceful transition of power after a veteran opposition politician won a landslide victory at the ballot box. Hakainde Hichilema was declared the winner on Monday after roundly defeating Edgar Lungu, who had been in power for 6 years. This is the third time that power has changed hands to the opposition in Zambia since 1991, on a continent where incumbent leaders have to hold on to powers for decades. The pattern of peaceful transition of power we have been seeing in our region in recent years, with Zambia being the latest member to embody that, are worthy of global acclaim and our applause, said Malawian President Lazarus Chakwera, launching a summit of Southern African leaders. Meanwhile, African leaders have been slow in delivering their congratulatory messages, with most of them only doing so more than 24 hours after the results were proclaimed. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa commended the vote, which provided the basis for continued stability and development in Zambia and the region. Further afield in East Africa, a statement from Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta's office said the election demonstrated the strong confidence and trust the people of Zambia have in his leadership. A Hakainde inauguration is slated for Tuesday next week. And away from that story, onto the international scene, more than 2,200 diplomats and other civilians have been evacuated from the Afghanistan on military flights, a Western security has said on Wednesday, as effort gathered pace to get people out after the Taliban seized the capital. The Taliban have said they want peace here and will not take revenge against old enemies and will respect the rights of women within the framework of Islamic laws. But thousands of Afghans, many of whom helped US-led foreign forces over 2 decades, are desperate to leave. We continue at a very fast momentum. Logistics show no glitch as of now, and we have been able to remove a little over 2,200 diplomat staffs, foreign security staff, and Afghans who worked for embassies, the Western security officials also said. It was unclear when civilian flights would resume, he also added. The official did not give a breakdown of how many Afghans were among the more than 2,200 people to leave, nor was it clear if the tally included more than 600 Afghan men, women, and children who flew out on Sunday, crammed into a U.S. military C-17 cargo aircraft. And also, the United States reported more than 1,000 COVID-19 deaths on Tuesday, equating to around 24 fatalities an hour as the Delta variant continues to ravage parts of the country with low vaccination rates. Coronavirus-related deaths have spiked in the United States over the past month and are averaging 769 per day, the highest since mid-April. U.S. officials have started to accelerate vaccination in the face of renewed threats, with a 7-day average of doses given increasing by 14% in the past 2 weeks. While government and businesses initially offered incentives such as cash and prizes for getting vaccinated, the surge in cases has caused some companies and states to mandate vaccines if workers want to keep their jobs and not face routine testing. However, U.S. hospitals continue to flow with new patients as COVID-related hospitalizations have increased by 70% in the past 2 weeks. And on the sports scene, Algeria, defending champion of the African Cup of Nations, will face Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, and Ivory Coast in the clash of Group E of the 2022 edition, January 9th to February 6th, according to the draw made in Yaoundé on Tuesday. Cameroon, host country of the competition and second most tiered nation in Africa with 5 trophies, will face in the opening match Burkina Faso on January 9th in Yaoundé, then Ethiopia and Cape Verde. Egypt, 7-time winners of the CAN, will face Nigeria in Group D in another highly anticipated first-round match. Sudan and Guinea-Bissau will accompany both teams. The Algerian Francis, led by Riyad Mahrez and undefeated in 27 games, are favourites for a third title. The first, second, and best full third in each group will advance to the round of 16. Senegal, another contender for the final victory, with its star Sadio Mane, inherited Group B with Malawi, Guinea, and Zimbabwe. Ghana and Morocco will start as favourites in Group C against the partners of Gabon and Comoros. Finally, in Group F, Tunisia and Mali, 2 outsiders of the CAN, will face Gambia and Mauritania. The competition in Cameroon, initially scheduled for 2021, was postponed to January to February 2022 because of the pandemic. And that's it on News Now. For more news updates, visit us on our website on AFRICUNIA TV. Follow us on our social media platform on Joy Timapangram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, and leave a comment on the comment section. I'm Deborah Ezeh. Thanks for watching.